So you're done with the team and you're done splitting and you're ready to start your own virtual tax preparation business. So I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can do that. Now, this is the framework, okay? There's a lot goes into having your own tax office. So these is the bones. We still got to put the drywall and the installation up, okay? The frame. That's all. We about to do the frame. And since you was on a team already, I'm going to assume you got number 1 checked already. And that's getting you a P10, a prepared tax identification number. You should have that already, unless you was what kind of team was you on without? Never mind. So I'm assuming you got number 1 check. You have a P10, okay? Now, since you're going to be doing your own thing now, you're going to have to transmit the tax returns. That's what your ERO used to do for you, all right? So in order to do that, you're going to need an EFIN. That's number 2. And you get that from the IRS the same way you got your P10, except for it's free. It does have some additional hurdles, though. They're going to do that compliance check, and you got to get fingerprinted. Their website says it takes 3 to 6 weeks to get the EFIN if approved. But if you're hanging around in the tax groups on Facebook, then you know sometimes it can take longer than that. And that's okay, because while you're waiting to get your EFIN approved, you got work to do. We got to move on to number 3, okay? Framework, all right? This ain't the all and all be done said. No, this is the framework. We got other work that need to be done. We just building the frame right now, okay? So, number 3, we need to build our virtual office. You need an email address, a professional email address. Google Workspace. You can get email addresses from other places, but I recommend Google Workspace so you can get your professional email address. You're going to need a phone number because how are your clients going to contact you? Got a couple options there. You can go full on to get you a business line, or you can do a Google Workspace number or WhatsApp or Telegram. I don't like Telegram. Telegram sound like scam to me. I don't know. You have options because you are going to be in control of how you run your office. So whatever works for you, that's what you should choose. Okay. So we got phone number, we got email address. We need software. How are we going to file these tax returns? This is where a lot of research is going to come in at. Okay. You're going to have to do some work. All right. You're going to have to decide if you want to go with a service bureau or if you want to go direct with the software provider. After you choose whatever software you want to have, whether that's OLT, TaxSlayer, CrossLink, Drake, you need to choose which one you want to go with, okay? And if you're not sure, do some demos. Most companies have demos that you can do so you can play around with the software and see which one works out best for you. If you go direct with the software provider, it is a higher upfront cost. They don't provide any type of training or support other than tech support. They give you the software until you go ahead and do your thing. Service bureaus, on the other hand, there may be some options available. So make sure you ask questions, okay? Get in contact with more than one service bureau so you can make the best decision that's for you. Ask about those service bureau fees. Ask if you can have the information in writing. I like to have things in writing. Just Judy said you're supposed to have the stuff in writing, okay? Ask if they offer any type of mentorship or coaching or any type of community or any type of additional training that comes along. What are the benefits of being a part of that service bureau? Okay? Research, weigh your options, pick the best one for you. All right? So now you've decided which software you're going to have. How are you going to manage these clients? Okay? That's another thing your ERO used to do for you. CRM, or how are you going to collect the documents? Okay. How are you going to do the intake? Okay. How are you going to get them to sign that tax return? All right. Is the software going to allow you to sign the software, or do you need to have a different option for signing your service agreements and your e-file authorization forms and any other documents that you need signed? Okay. You're going to need all those things in order for you to run your office smoothly. Are you going to use any AI? Okay, that's a big thing in the tax industry right now. Are you going to use SmartWiz? Are you going to get you a bot or have a bot made or make a bot on Base 44 or Chat GPT? All right, play around with those things. I do personally use some AI, some super agents and bots. They are very helpful with maintaining communication. You know, you want to make sure you're able to follow up on leads, communicate with your clients effectively and in a timely manner. You know, they start freaking out if you don't respond to them fast enough. How are you going to be doing that? So while you're waiting on your EFIN, you got plenty of things to do. And I'm going to add something else for you to do. Okay? Education. education. Education probably should have been number one. Yeah, because you can't be touching on folks' financial information and you don't have a clue what you're doing. All right. So hopefully you've had some basic training. And if your training was kind of iffy and they just kind of showed you how to use the system, then you may want to go ahead and invest. Because if you have a business, you got to be willing to do some investing. Everything is not going to be free. Okay. You may need to pay for some classes to make sure that you actually understand the tax returns that you're going to be filing. If you're going to be doing Schedule Cs, you want to make sure you understand that Schedule C for your small business clients so that you don't put them at risk of being audited. Okay? Education is important. There's something called the annual filing season program. Okay? It's encouraged that you participate with that. If you do and you receive the credits, it's 18 credits per year, continuing education credits that you'll need to obtain in order to successfully complete it. And that information gets transmitted to the Internal Revenue Service and they'll list you on their site. That adds credibility, okay? As well as you learn a lot of things. There's the refresher that you take. You have to take ethics and you have to take tax law, okay? This is an annual thing, all right? You got several options for how you can go about obtaining those credits. Some people do sell classes or trainings to get you the credits, or you can go with one of those big box companies like Surgent or what's the other one? Sequoia CPE. That's the one I use. Highly encourage you to do that. All right. So you want to make sure that your education and your training is on point. You want to make sure you check with your state to see if there's any registration that you need to do with your state. There are about 5 states that you have to register with. For example, like California and New York, you can't just willy-nilly get to doing state returns with them. You have to do their testing and get their tax preparer identification number as well. Okay, so more research. Write that down. Add that to the list of the things that you need to research. All right. So those are the top 4 things. We need to get that P10, that EFIN. We need to build our virtual tax office with all of our different software and things of that nature. And we need to make sure that we're educated. Okay. After that, the 5th thing is how are you going to be marketing yourself? Because it's time to get clients. Are you going to get on social media in front of the camera? Not a camera person? How are you going to get these clients? Are you going to go out into the community? Or are you going to use the post office to do a blast to certain zip codes? You need to develop a marketing plan. Absolutely. Because you're going to have to go out there and get those clients yourself. Are you ready to talk about your business? Okay? Because every networking event, that's an opportunity for you to get your name out there. All right? Don't be afraid to get on social media and talk about your business, post some tips, not just get service with me, get service. No, you got to educate, show that you have that expertise, be present in the community, present with the taxpayers as well, not just the tax preparer community. Get your name out there. Don't be so shy to do that, okay? A lot of people are, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, or I'm gonna say taxpayers ain't loyal. You know what I'm saying? So there's always opportunity out there for you. All right. If this is the type of content that you're interested in, you're building your office and you want to see more videos about how you can make sure that your office is ready to go by January, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. And I will catch you next time with my tips on how you can DIY that virtual tax preparation business.